Hi, I'm Kimberly. Welcome to Simply Living in a Small Town. Today is Friday. Yay! Thank you all so much for watching. I truly do appreciate every single one of you. I am so excited it's Friday, y'all. Can you even tell? Like, so excited. Oh, because that means tomorrow morning I don't have to get up at 6:30 a.m. So, yes. And my daughter and I are actually counting down till school's over. So she has 7 more weeks of school. So week by week, we're going to be counting down because we're excited to have that over. We're excited to, like, get into summer and have some rest and have some fun and all the relaxation in the sun and all that. So, anyway, it has been gloomy here. So we've had rain off and on all week, basically. I didn't tell you the other day that Sunday night we actually had a tornado watch, and then it spiraled into a tornado warning, and it was very warm, humid here. So um, then we've had severe storms. Well, we had severe storm after the fact. After that was over, we had severe storms overnight, and that was a reason too. I had trouble sleeping overnight that night because of the storms. But then we've also had it raining and storming off and on all week since then. And so the temperatures has kind of been, fluctuating. It is that time of the year for that to happen. Um, I would say it's spring, which is spring weather, but I don't think we're not technically into spring, even though, Mother Nature has different ideals, but it is that time of the year where it normally does rain a lot. So we've had that. Of course, the cat's coming up here because this is Biesa. She's coming up here to visit because, after all, I'm sitting here doing a video. So anyway, as you can tell, I have the Scene Queen sweater on. Biesa, come on, lay down. So that's another reason for me to be thrilled. I got it done, just like I said, and I am so thrilled with this, and I will show you in just a second. So yesterday, I did not do the Premier Yarn order because I'm going to actually release that today. Yesterday was like very dark and gloomy. Like today is gloomy, but we've actually had like, some brightness and sun. And yesterday it was just like very dark and gloomy to the point that it was like very dark in here, and I wanted y'all to be able to see the yarn and that. And I thought, wow, because it didn't come till later. Like the delivery, it said deliver by 2:20 p.m., which clearly that did not happen, y'all, at all. But of course I did get it, so nonetheless I was happy about that. But yes, it was pretty dark out yesterday, and I thought, yeah, I'm just gonna wait till tomorrow, like, because thought that it would be better today lighting wise in order to do that. But look at this gorgeous sweater. So I could not be more thrilled with this. I ended up putting black on the bottom. I put 4 rows of black on the bottom. Same black, of course, as the sleeves. It's just the Just Yarn. And I'm going to try to turn around here. I don't have a lot of room, but so you can see this though. But like, look how good this turned out. I love it so much, y'all. And it fits perfectly. Like, this is, I love it. I am so thrilled with that. Look at the color. It's just so pretty. So this is just all half double crochet, honestly. Really basic construction. 2 panels, all half double crochet. And then, at the bottom, I added the 4 rows of, again, of half double crochet just in the black. Sleeves are all half double crochet. So very easy construction. I have one sleeve slightly off in comparison to the other. But one thing is it's black, so I don't think you can tell. And it's very slight because I ended up having to do some decreasing to kind of get it back where it needed to be. Now, where I failed, I know where I failed in that, and I don't know why my brain wasn't even, I guess because I haven't done one of these since last year. I don't know. But I did the first sleeve. Of course, there's no problem. But when you get to the second sleeve, you need to make sure that your stitches, in other words, your number of stitches around here, around your arm, are going to match the number of stitches like in your first sleeve. Well, I didn't do that. So that's why, yes, mine is off. Or was off slightly. So I kind of slowly corrected that issue, and like I said, one sleeve is slightly off from the other, but I don't think it's noticeable. So, and it's my sweater, so hey, you know. And I told myself, so now I'm going to be going back to this peppermint sweater and finishing it up, which, you know, keeping in mind to count my stitches on the first sleeve before I do the second sleeve. So yeah, I wasn't thinking about that. And of course, it dawned on me, you know, rows later. And I just, okay, how can I fix this? So anyway, though, it's done. And I am, like I said, I'm absolutely thrilled. It's totally comfortable. It's actually really warm. So it is slightly chilly today. This is funny because, so yesterday, it's like 64.5 today. It was the same thing about yesterday. And it's weird because yesterday morning, that humidity was up yesterday morning. In comparison to a little later in the day, it felt cooler. And it's just literally because the humidity, when we had that the other night where we had that tornado warning, the humidity was really, I mean, and don't get me wrong, it was like 70, I think it was like 78 degrees or something, but the humidity was up there. I mean, it was like very thick feeling. And yesterday it felt more like that. So as the day went on, it started feeling cooler because that humidity had gone down. So we just had, yeah, and I know that a lot of y'all are affected as well, that the weather has been crazy like this across the country. I've noticed that a lot of y'all are talking about either like the storms and the wind, which we've had the high winds too here. And we were very grateful that Sunday night that didn't, because now we have gutter problems because we've lost our whole gutter on one side and then part of it on this side, and that wasn't even from the wind. That was from a couple months ago with the ice. So the weather's been pretty all over the place. Now, so I wanted to show you this top, but I also made another top. Now, again, the peppermint sweater, I'm going to go back to that and intend to show y'all that next Friday because that will be done by then. I have not opened the box yet for the Premier yarn, so I've waited for y'all on that. The other top that I made, though, I want to show y'all that. So that's going to take a minute because obviously I got to change out of this, but I think you'll be surprised with maybe what I came up with. So give me a minute. Okay, I'm back now. This is the other top that I made. I'm still trying to straighten my straps out. But anyway, so the panel that this part, the body of this, is the panel that I started last year for the grandpa sweater. That's the Bag O' Day crochet tutorial. Well, I couldn't find any more of this yarn because it's the Just yarn and the denim tweed from Dollar Tree. So I was unable to find any more of this yarn. And I don't think that they even sell it anywhere anymore because I haven't seen it. And they did have some of that like closed out on Premier here, like before the turn of the year. And it was I think the one I have is charcoal tweed. I bought a whole box of it, so I have 12 of those. So I thought I'm going to take that and make that into a cardigan because that's like 1,200 and something yards, I think. So this is what I came up with for this panel. And I just made it into a top. It kind of needs to be blocked back here in this back corner, you'll see. But now, it wasn't big enough to go all the way around me because my chest is kind of big. But you'll see what I did. So here's the back of this. The only other thing I wanted to do is where I sewed this up here is I would like to put a button over that part yet, just to cover. I just thought it would look cute. I was originally going to put a button there, but I've had trouble with my yarn needles. Do not want to go through the buttonholes that I like, the buttons that I have, the buttonholes on them. But I added fringe to the bottom of this, which took quite a while to do. So I really like the fringe. You can't tell because this is black like my top underneath, but this is just half double crochet that I did for the straps. So now I have a top that I can wear when it gets warmer. Today's really not the day. But very shortly it's going to be warm enough again because it's been 70 some degrees. I don't know, quite a bit over the last like 3 weeks. So we've had, you know, nicer temperatures. So before long I will be able to wear this, which will be nice. I just think it's really cute. So it may not be everyone's type of top, but I'm sure somebody out there would like it, and I really like it, and that's my top. So so that's what I decided to do, is just make something simple with it, and that's what I did. So that's what I got done as far as finished. I'm still working on the chocolate bunny. I still have the other side of the chocolate bunny to do. So I'm trying to think. I know I have some stuff on Monday to show y'all, because I did get the bag that I started making out of the Lily Sugar and Cream Moon Dance colorway. I got almost the second panel done on it, but not done, of course, because I ran out of yarn. So, but I have placed an order with Mary Maxim that I will be looking forward to getting probably next week too. So they also have, well, I went on there to get the Bernat Softy Chunky, and by the time I ordered today, it was already back up in price. So, you know, it cost me $2 more, but it's okay because I only got one skein. And then I found some other like really good deals. So hopefully as soon as I get that order next week, I will do a video. And then I can share my code where you can get, I think it's, yeah, it's $10 off. So, they had some good deals on some stuff though, and I'm actually looking at placing another order with potentially Hirschner's, because I was looking at some other yarn there, and we'll talk about that next week. So, because I was looking at some other yarn there that I can't get anywhere else except for Walmart. Walmart doesn't hardly have any colors. My Walmart does not carry that much yarn. I know y'all have commented a lot of the same thing. Yeah, our yarn department's pretty sparse. So there's that. But anyway, while I was on the Mary Maxim, I ordered the Lily Sugar and Cream Moon Dance colorway that I needed. So I just ordered a couple more balls of that, which will be enough to finish that bag. And then I can have that put together, and I should have, well, depending on when I get that next week, that might be done by next Friday. We'll have to see. It depends on when that order comes. Now, usually, I think it comes from Michigan, I want to say, and it usually gets to me really quickly. So I'm going to guess probably by Tuesday or Wednesday I'll have that for sure, because they normally, every time I order from them, they're like, I get it within 2 or 3 days normally. So that is a great thing about them. But they did have some really good deals on some stuff. I'm trying to think. Several of the ones, like I bought Bernat. It's like the Bernat value. I think like and they're great big skeins. Those were marked down. The Karen 1 pounds were, the price was cheaper on that. The Karen Ombre, because I did order some Karen Ombre skeins that I actually wanted to get at Joann, but then, you know, the whole thing with them closing, and then by this point, I'm, you know, assured they don't have it. So because I have been able to get back over there to even check out our closest Joanne, and you know, I know they wouldn't have that anymore at this point. So uh, that's, I think, about mostly what I got more than I had intended to. You know how that goes with yarn. Like I thought, and I'm also looking at doing projects. You know, with, or I should say, with projects in mind, looking at certain like colors and things. So yeah, that'll be next week. And so that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe if you don't mind. And I truly do appreciate every one of you watching. So I will see you next time in the next video. Bye now, and God bless.